West Ham 0, Liverpool 5. A 5-star performance from Arnie Slot's men. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Yes, today's video is going to centre around the not-so-instant match reaction to Liverpool's big 5-0 victory yesterday at the London Stadium in the capital against West Ham United to round off what has been an incredible end to 2024. The Reds go marching into a new year in 2025, top of the table with a healthy lead over second place, regardless of what happens with both Chelsea and Arsenal, whether or not they win their respective games or not in this round of Premier League fixtures. It doesn't matter. Liverpool will go into 2025 top of the table with a healthy lead over their rivals, and of course with still a game in hand to boot. Everything has been going Liverpool's way in 2024, and hopefully long may it continue in 2025. Like I said yesterday, Liverpool beat West Ham United by 5-0 through 5 different goal scorers. Luis Diaz opened the scoring. Cody Gakpo doubled the Reds' lead. Mo Salah got his customary, and as we've become accustomed to, typical goal for Liverpool in this game as well. And then in the second half, Trent Alexander-Arnold with a deflected strike made it 4, and Diogo Jota coming off the bench made it 5, put the cherry on top of the icing on top of this particular cake. It was an incredible performance by Liverpool, and we're obviously going to be going through it. We're going to be talking about the performance, the result, the aftermath, Premier League title race, and all the usual kind of stuff that we go through in this in this reaction video, I guess you could say, to Liverpool's victory yesterday. But before we go any further in discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things are always and forever greatly appreciated. Get involved in the comments section as well. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure will make for great and interesting reading about the performance yesterday, about the result, title race, whatever it may be. I'm sure it'll make for great and interesting reading. So please do use that comment section, people, and talk to me on this particular topic. Right, now that that's out of the way and done with, let's go with the video. Let's talk Liverpool. Let's talk everything that happened yesterday. Like I say at the top of the video, it was a 5-star performance from the Reds. An absolute 5-star performance. I can't really pick fault in it, in all honesty. It was perfect from start to finish, from front to back, from back to front. It was absolutely brilliant. We get the win. We get the clean sheet as well. I can't fault it. I can't fault it. We didn't give away any stupid goals. West Ham, that's not to say that West Ham didn't threaten. Mohamed Kudus was their most lively player, and of course he hit the crossbar. He actually hit the inside of the post in the first half. He had a couple of decent opportunities to kind of hurt us in certain aspects. He hit the inside of the post, like I say, when we were 1-0 up. He hit the crossbar, I think it was in the second half, so I think it must have been when we were 3 or 4-0 up. But even so, he had an opportunity to hurt us. And it was actually West Ham that actually had the better of the opening chances. Lucas Paqueta slipping at a vital stage in the build-up play of West Ham and sliced his shot wide. But if he hadn't have done, it could have actually been a very dangerous situation for Liverpool. So very fortunate to get away with that one. And even some of the Liverpool goals, I guess you could say, were somewhat fortuitous. You know, the first goal, the way it falls back to Luis Diaz after trying to play a through ball, was rather fortuitous. You know, a little bit of luck maybe in terms of Trent Alexander-Arnold strike, that of course deflected off of a West Ham defender and in. Even the third goal, maybe the goalkeeper should be doing better with Mohamed Salah's strike, but you know, I'm not complaining at all with anything. And I guess you can say, and I always do say, that you make your own luck. And that's exactly what Liverpool did. We bought a ticket, and of course, we won the lottery with it every single time. So we attempted, we got it back. We attempted, we got it back. Diaz attempts to play the ball. He got the ball back. He finishes extremely well. Mo Salah, with a beautiful piece of skill, manages to deflect it into the path of Cody Gakpo. He finishes really, really well. Salah, Curtis Jones plays him in. One touch to steady himself. Second touch to fire it into the back of the net. Third goal, lovely bit of build-up play on the edge of the area. Sets up Trent Alexander-Arnold. He strikes. He bought a ticket. Deflected off a West Ham defender. He won 4-0. And then, obviously, on a counter-attack, Salah playing in Diogo Jota. And it's a great finish from the Portuguese striker. And, you know, we've become accustomed to saying that Mohamed Salah is dragging us through this title race, but over the course of the past month or so, I'd say that other players have been really, really stepping up. Diaz and Gakpo in particular have been really, really stepping up, chipping in with goals, chipping in with assists. And this new kind of role that obviously Diaz is playing where he's in the centre, I think has really revitalised him. I still think obviously he's better on the left, and I still think that he's still very good on that side. But whilst obviously Cody Gakpo's in the form he's in, he's somewhat undroppable. But that's not to say that Diaz hasn't grown and adapted extremely well to playing in the centre. And what I'm really loving right now between these three that we have up front of Salah, Diaz and Gakpo is that they're all interchangeable. They're all flexible. The fluidity of their movement is solid. They're all seemingly gaining more and more of an understanding of each other. And it is proving to be an extremely dangerous front three. It's taking me back, not necessarily fully right now, but it's got vibes of the whole Salah, Mane, Firmino sort of relationship, and obviously build-up play that we all came to love and understand as Liverpool fans during the glory days of Jurgen Klopp. So I'm liking this right now, and I'm liking the way that, you know, Luis Diaz is proving me wrong, because I will hold my hands up and say, Diaz, I'm very sorry for your game. I've been very critical of Luis Diaz over the course of the past year or two. But he is proving me wrong right now, and he seems to be revitalising himself, and we seem to be seeing the Luis Diaz that we first saw when he came to Liverpool. It's that skill, it's that flair, it's that sort of arrogance, if you like, whenever he's on the ball. And right now, his end product is actually improving, and I didn't necessarily think it would. Long may it continue, and hopefully I've not spoken too soon before jinxing him, but we're starting to see that. And Cody Gakpo is going from strength to strength as well. Like I mentioned, his end product is continuing to thrive. Mo Salah, he's absolutely ridiculous now. That's 17 goals for the season and 13 assists. He has got 30 goal contributions alone in the Premier League so far this season. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely phenomenal what this guy continues to achieve, and there are still people out there who don't rate him, who continue to disrespect him and continue to drag him into arguments such as, well, Eden Hazard's better. How is he better? Aesthetically, maybe, but definitely not in terms of output, which I think is what really matters, especially even more so if it wasn't already in the modern day game. But Jesus, he is sensational. He continues to go from strength to strength, and he got another goal and another couple of assists to add to his name yesterday. Whether or not that first one definitely does count as an assist or not remains to be seen. There were some people saying it was deflected into the path of Cody Gakpo, so maybe it doesn't necessarily count. I'm not 100% sure on that. I would like to see clarification on whether or not that is genuinely the case or not. But yeah, like I say, he is simply phenomenal. He is simply inevitable. Mohamed Salah is absolutely unbelievable. It's just a shame that in a couple of days' time he's going to be able to talk to, in several days' time he's going to be able to talk to any club that he wants because we're not tied him down to a contract yet. So hopefully we can get that sorted ASAP. Not that it should have got down to this stage, but you get what I mean. Obviously, we need to push the boat out and put our finger out a little bit more on those contract situations. But other than that, perfect result yesterday. Perfect performances all around. A clean sheet to boot. And everything is coming up Liverpool right now. Diogo Jota also chips in with a goal as well. It's good to see that. Obviously, he continues to get minutes because it's obviously, like I say, every passing game that we win and we're still top of the league is going to increase the pressure on any game that is coming up, any opponent, and that's obviously going to be good to see. And obviously, there are cup games coming up on the horizon. We've got Champions League games, which are obviously pretty much dead rubbers now, considering we are we are pretty much through to the knockout stages. So, there are going to be minutes available for these squad players coming up. Carabao Cup semi-final with Tottenham, of course, both legs. And, of course, an FA Cup with Accrington Stanley on the horizon as well. So, everything's looking really good right now, and obviously if Arne Slot continues with this squad rotation, we're going to see a lot more of the other kind of fringe players on the cards as well. Harvey Elliott obviously will get some minutes as well, which I'm really very much looking forward to seeing how he kind of adapts in this Arne Slot system. Diogo Jota, like I mentioned earlier, back from injury, he'll get some minutes, I'm sure. Connor Bradley is on the horizon of returning. Ibrahima Konate is on the verge of returning as well. We've also got Tsimikas obviously made his return in the previous game to this, so he'll probably be getting more minutes as well. So everything is looking really good right now. The only one blemish on yesterday, and the only thing that, was just so frustrating was the fact that obviously Joe Gomez went off injured. Early signs suggest it is a pretty bad hamstring injury, which is just horrible to even read and listen to. But Arne Slot wasn't exactly optimistic with Gomez's injury concerns. So that's the only downside to yesterday. And it's just typical that obviously we lost Konate for about a month or so. And then we get him back. And as we're on the verge of getting him back, we then go and lose another defender in Joe Gomez. So I thought Kwanzaa did very well yesterday as well in coming in. Obviously having to come in partway through the game for the injured Joe Gomez. So I thought he did really well. He'll obviously get more minutes because obviously our centre-back options are a little bit thin right now. And obviously we're going to try and, I would imagine, not kind of rush Konate back and risk further injury. But it is very annoying that obviously we kind of lose one centre-back for a month, and then as we're just about to bring him back into the fold, we then lose another one in Gomez. Like, it's very frustrating on that part. But hopefully Kwanzaa can step up to the plate. Hopefully Konate can come back and there's no sort of setbacks or anything with him. I hope it's just we get him back, we bleed him into the side through some substitute appearances, maybe even some games like the Accrington Stanley game, for example, maybe like the Carabao Cup game where it's not going to be as vital, shall we say, because let's face it, although cup runs would be nice, and of course it would be lovely to go on another quadruple hunt, if we do get knocked out of the FA Cup, it's not the end of the world. Even if it is to Accrington Stanley, it'll be humiliating for a little bit, but then we'll move on and, hopefully we'll take the Premier League and Champions League by storm. But if we get knocked out of the FA Cup, it's not going to be the end of the world for us. Same with the Carabao Cup. But obviously it will be lovely to have those. And especially if we're going to be knocked out by having rotated sides. If it means that we just keep the momentum and the players' legs going just for the Premier League and Champions League games, then it'll be decent squad rotation in my opinion. But we have a very good squad. And like I say, I think we can compete on all fronts, and extra trophies, extra pieces of silverware. As long as we don't do what we did a few years ago with the quadruple and only come away with the 2 trophies that we wouldn't have minded not winning, I think we'll be okay. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there in terms of that aspect. Like I say, yesterday's performance was absolutely 5-star. Apart from 1 or 2 hairy moments from Mohamed Kudus, Liverpool were a 5-star performance team. Absolutely brilliant from front to back, from back to front. I like the way that Arne Slot, of course, rotated. I like the way that Arne Slot even saw that, like, Gravenberch was obviously a yellow card away from missing the Manchester United game next week, so decided to pull him out of the occasion and put Endo in. I'm glad that we can start doing that. Endo's another one that's probably going to get more minutes over the course of the next few weeks, especially as we enter into Champions League games, which don't really have much greater significance, and of course as we enter FA Cup games and League Cup games. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for our sort of B players and our reserve players to get a lot of minutes in, and I quite like that. I quite like that we've grown into a position in which that can be the case. And of course then, if a big Premier League game does come up and we need some sort of plan B, we can always rely on our depth. And I'm loving it right now. Because for me, I always said that this squad was in a decent position. We just needed a few tweaks here and there from whatever manager was going to succeed Jurgen Klopp. We just needed a few tweaks here and there to sort out little problems in the squad. Winger, striker, backup for Mo, midfield, DM, left back, just a few kind of areas. But Arne Slot has done extremely well in covering for those. He turned Ryan Gravenberch into a DM. Fantastic. That is fantastic management. He's pulled Cody Gakpo onto the left wing. Who knew Cody Gakpo's best position was a left wing? I still hold that against Jurgen Klopp for trying to make him a striker and a sort of replacement for Bobby Firmino. I still hold that slightly against him. I understand what he was trying to do, and you know there were times where it did work, but yeah, Gakpo's better off on the left. Diaz seems revitalised through the centre, but obviously the interchange and the flexibility is brilliant to see from across the front three. And like I say, whatever midfield combination it is, whether it's Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, Gravenberch, McAllister, Soboslai, who was of course suspended yesterday, but will obviously be back for the Man United game. That is it's huge from there, and Trent was back to being brilliant yesterday. Loved his celebration. Fingers crossed that there is more to come from that in terms of his contract situation. He was back to being really good yesterday. Van Dijk, doesn't matter who you partner alongside, looks cool and calm as you like. He was brilliant. Gomez was really good until obviously the unfortunate injury. Kwanzaa came in and picked up from where Gomez left off. Andy Robertson had a decent game yesterday. Wasn't anything outrageously bad about him. I think one mistake kind of led to obviously one of the kudos chances. But apart from that, he was actually solid yesterday, and I've been critical of Robertson quite a bit this season. And Alisson didn't really have a lot to do, to be honest. Did not really have a lot to do yesterday, to be honest. I don't think there was anything he could have done about either of the kudos chances. Didn't really have a lot to do. Liverpool controlled the game, and it was absolutely wonderful to see. And like I said, what a wonderful way to see out 2024 with a big 5-0 victory over West Ham. And Ballum, if you made it to the end of this video, bro, you were worried about this game. What were you worried about, bro? What were you worried about? I'm joking, of course. I understand that this game could have been a banana skin. But Liverpool have managed to overcome that banana skin, overcome that hurdle, and are entering 2025 with a considerable lead over second place, no matter who finishes second place between Chelsea and Arsenal from now until the end of this round of fixtures in the Premier League. It's going to be an incredible 2025, I'm sure. Fingers crossed, of course. But yes, West Ham 0, Liverpool 5. That's how it ended at the London Stadium yesterday. A fantastic 5-star performance from the Reds. Let me know what you guys thought about this. This, of course, the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys thought. So whatever you thought about the performance, the result, the Premier League title race as a whole, I'd love to know what you guys are thinking and feeling down there. Liverpool obviously moving on to their next game, the 5th of January, I believe, against Manchester United. So that's going to be a massive game at, I believe it's Anfield. I'm pretty sure it is Anfield. So, yes, massive game there for the Reds next week. And as always, hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and forever be greatly appreciated. Get involved, like I said, in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you all. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. Thank you all for your brand new or even continued support. If you are brand new, welcome along to the channel. Thank you for joining this journey and adventure we are on. And obviously, if it's continued, thank you all so much. You guys, well, all of you guys are awesome. And your support means a great deal to me and the channel. And it will never be taken for granted. Always will be greatly appreciated. So thank you all so much for that. I've been Fletch. This has been a not-so-instant match reaction to Liverpool's 5-0 victory over West Ham United yesterday, heaping more pressure onto Julian Lopetegui, but also more pressure onto our potential title rivals. I'm out of here. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care, and I will see the rest of you in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you again very, very soon.